Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today, here we go again. I will bring to you more conspiracy theories because I am coming across another very interesting movie that we might connect some dots. And as you probably see in the title of this video, that's going to be Erika Kirk, more conspiracy. Is she going to be the next vice president of the United States? Well, I don't think you should be surprised if that takes place in some years in the future. I'm going to show you a very interesting plot that I came across, and we will be connecting some dots again together, as we always do. And then the second topic of this video is Melania Trump pushing transhumanism? What do you think? You know, I never thought I will be addressing Melania Trump in this way, but there are some important information that we have been given that are official, and we have to ask some questions. What is really going on? Not to even mention her meeting with Olenna Zelenska that was at the UN, but again, that was maybe just, you know, because you have to meet with wives of certain people. But we're going to look into this again. So first and foremost, I just want to ask for your patience because there are so many plots and so many lines of stories that I will be trying to follow to bring some sense to all of it, because nothing that's happening is really making any sense. Either we are watching some absolutely crazy movie and we are living in this construct, or everyone is absolutely demonic and just working against humanity, because none of this makes sense. So where shall we start? Shall we start with Erika Kirk? Why not? Let's start with this. So, not long time ago, not just me, but on my channel as well, I was presenting you this movie that was titled Snake Eyes. And in this movie, I will just give you very briefly the synopsis, very, very briefly, to point and highlight a certain person. Corrupt Atlantic City police officer Rick Santoro, this is the character that Nicolas Cage was playing, and Navy Commander Kevin Dunn joined forces to investigate both the assassination of Secretary of Defense Charles Kirkland and the disappearance of a beautiful stranger. So, Charles Kirkland, as you know, very similar to Charlie or Charles Kirk. And this was taking place, guys, in Atlantic City. So before we go to that character that I want to focus on today, and that actress that's playing that character, because she's gonna take us to another reality in a moment. In 1998, Donald Trump's casino properties, including the Trump's Plaza, Trump Taj Mahal, and Trump World's Fair, were owned by Trump Hotels and Casino Resorts. Why I'm showing this to you? Because that movie was taking place in Atlantic City, and it was as well as in Taj Mahal. So that was the property. It was the casino that Trump was owning in that time. So we have that. So now let me take you to that particular scene. You're gonna see this woman who is wearing a white suit and a blonde wig. I think it was not her hair. She put a wig. And just very briefly, let's look at her, because we're gonna follow this actress today.
You will be a witness. And the hardest thing to spot will be the truth.
I'm a homicide detective and a material witness. You can't hold 14,000 people. There's a 14,000.
Now listen to me, Mr. Secretary. I am telling you, you're the one that's going to be sorry.
So that blonde woman in a white suit was saying to that secretary, whose name was Charles Kirkland, who then was assassinated and shot, that I'm telling you, you will be sorry. Now, why I am focusing on this woman today is because let's go to this actress, who she is. The name of this actress is Carla Gugino or Gugino. I think Gugino, it sounds more like Italian. And this actress has actually played in quite a number of movies. So let's scroll down and see. There is, where is the Snake Eyes, everyone? Let me find it. 1998. 1998. One second. Right here, you can see, this is one of the movies she played in. She played that woman in a white suit. But this year, everyone, another movie that she's playing an important role has just came out in July, and this is the title of this movie, Heads of State. So let's look into this movie. Let's look into Heads of State, the synopsis of it, and we will stay on the topic of this actress because she's showing us something else. What is this newest movie that was just announced, came out in July? Here is the synopsis. Heads of State. US President Will Derringer and British Prime Minister Sam Clarke have a not-so-friendly and very public rivalry. However, when Air Force One gets shut down over enemy territory, they find themselves on the run and working together to thwart a global conspiracy that threatens the entire world. So, how this is related to this actress that she's playing part of it? Because she's playing the vice president. That's right. Vice president whose name is, are you ready? Elizabeth Kirk. I mean, Erika Kirk, Elizabeth Kirk. Derringer and Bissett arrive in Trieste for the summit, where they learn that the real traitor is Vice President Elizabeth Kirk, who implicated Bradshaw as a false trail. The assassins working for her and Gradov chase Derringer and Bissett through Trieste. The two are saved by Clarke, who survived the explosion. So she's playing the vice president, whose name is Elizabeth Kirk, and she is the real traitor. Coincidence, right? Of course, and this movie just came out 27th of June 2025. And this is between the UK and US, and of course MI6. That's what we are talking about. And she's the real traitor. How interesting that her name is Kirk and the first name is Elizabeth. So let's look into this now, everyone. Let's look into this. Time magazine. Erika Kirk has been named in the Times 100 Most Influential Rising Stars. As a model to America's political leadership and the strength of resilience and grace. So she will be running, very much likely in my opinion, alongside with Vance in 2028, don't you think? They were grooming her for this, have they? And I am not believing in any coincidences anymore at all. I never really did fully, but the longer I live, the more I see that it's all connected, it's all intentional. What are the chances that they use the name Elizabeth Kirk, who is portrayed as a vice president of the United States, Who is the real traitor? Tell me about it. No coincidences in this. So to close on this topic today, I will say that, in my opinion, that whole speech, this entire speech she gave, and she said, I forgive him. She's forgiving someone who didn't commit that crime. Allegedly he committed, but it's not proven yet. And I don't think ever will be unless they lie again. She says, I forgive him. It looks like she forgives him so they can close this searching situation, so she knows it's him, so let's be done with this and move on. And then she joins the podcast and she's very excited about the material that they have that never been released, and she's going to release it to the public because Charlie did so much work. So there are two stories here. Either they are playing this game that he is not alive, but he really is. So she is rejoicing because she knows he's alive somewhere in a, witness protection program, Valhalla, whatever. Or she's crazy and psychopath. Either way, or she sacrificed him. So either she's happy that he's alive and she's just playing the game here and continuing. But I think I'm actually, unfortunately, leaning to the second option, because now it looks like one of the largest gatherings took place in Utah. A lot of people came. I think it was like a record number participating to the Turning Point USA, because this is a true big movement now. And now you can convince everyone that Israel is good and you can take the money and you just keep on rolling. That's how I'm seeing this. Very interesting, huh? When you look at this movie. So are they grooming her, guys? Continue grooming her for the vice president? So since we are on the topic of control and manipulation and lies and illusions, let's look at this video, because this is a very interesting clip. And I really appreciate that Jens, that's the name of the person, put this together. So let's take a listen. What's up with this transhumanism, Melania Trump, and connection with the children, with the youth?
The robots are here.
She says the robots are here, which is basically, the transhumanist, part of the transhumanist plan also. The program she's heading is called Advancing Artificial Intelligence Education for American Youth Task Force. It's also co-headed by Mark Zuckerberg, Sam Altman from OpenAI, and Sundar Pichai from Google. So these big tech companies, which are transhumanists, no doubt, are behind this.
You want to make Google the third half of your brain.
This is teaching transhumanism to kids because, of course, they want to get the kids right. What is interesting is that Trump and Melania visited the Dutch king and queen, I think like a month or 2 months ago, and they even slept at their castle. Queen Maxima of the Netherlands has done exactly the same thing in the Netherlands. Also teaching AI to the Dutch kids in school, to very young Dutch kids. So it's kind of interesting that after they went there, Melania is now doing the same as Maxima, the Queen of the Netherlands. And I'm going to show you guys here. And it's in Dutch, but I'll translate it for you. So this is a curriculum that is taught to young Dutch children. In 15 years, all babies will be chipped immediately after birth. The government sees this as necessary. As a parent, you could always see where your kid is. So your kid will never go missing. Without a chip, you don't have to count on the cooperation of the police. You just have become a father or a mother. What are you doing? This is insane. This is launched by the Queen of the Netherlands. Here, another one. In 20 years, wireless chip cards are a thing of the past. If you want to travel with public transportation, you have to have a chip in your arm. If you don't want this, you cannot use train, the tram, metro, or the bus. What do you do? This is indoctrinating children to, the future adults, to put chips in their bodies. This is launched by the Dutch royal family. This is taught to kids in school now in the Netherlands. And it seems like Melania is going to do the same for American kids, with Google involved and Zuckerberg involved.
So what do you think, guys? Is this for the better of humanity or for the worst of humanity? Because we have to really be objective looking at all of those things. Is this improving humankind, or is this full control of the humankind? Because if we look at this from the aspect of, you know, this convenient, this and that, but what's really convenient here? It's all about control, isn't it? It's absolutely all about control. So if they do it, do they do it to make your life easier? I don't think so. So why she's doing this? Why they are doing this to everyone? To me, actually, that's how I look at it. Is this to me is the symbol, is the mark of the beast. Not even, you know, that injection, but I think this is, because this truly will be transhumanism and absolutely full control of people. Now, there was a meeting, and I'm sure a lot of you know, that took place in New York City during the UN meetings. Kiev Independent, here it's reporting on this. This is October 2nd from today. Ukraine First Lady Olena Zelenska meets Melania Trump to discuss children affected by war. And I'm not insinuating anything here because, you know, they have to meet. She met Melania Trump also met with Queen of Jordan, Rania, I think it's her name. But here you can see, I'm not going to read this to you. They met during the 80th anniversary of the United Nations. That was on September 24th. And no details were providing except that Olena Zelenska, that, you know, she was really, really concerned about the children. And I'm not going to go there anymore because I recorded a number of videos that are very disturbing. So I just want to leave it there. But here we have the situation. Not only they are showing us their moves, they, like those movies, absolutely no coincidence. Look how much in advance they have recorded, they have directed, produced that movie. Snake Eyes in 1998. Now we have the new movie that just came out from this year. So when she could be running, 2028. So the time is speeding up as they are manipulating that as well. And of course, time does not exist, but nevertheless, here we have a little bit more rapido situation. And absolutely no coincidence that her name is Elizabeth Kirk. You can replace just say E. Kirk, and you can put Erika there. I think the first person they should investigate, which they will not, in the case like that assassination, is the person who is the closest to the victim, and that is wife. Because they were very, very close, allegedly. So she probably knew everything, including the pressure that was on him, unless he is alive. And she's just very excited about the material that was never released, and she's going to release it now to the public. So none of this makes sense, but we are not stupid, and we are seeing some plots and some threads that we can follow and connect some dots. So that's all I have for you, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know, what do you think? It's like never-ending story, right? Like that movie. I'm sure there is more that's going to come out, and I think not a long time from now, you're going to see a big campaign that will be dedicated to her running alongside J.D. Vance. But what kind of future would be that, huh? The more we see, the more, I don't know about you, but the more I see, the more I think, you know, it's like I want out of this construct. I want out of this matrix. And if there is an ice wall and there is another land, which I believe there is behind it, maybe much more peaceful and beautiful in some areas, who knows? Anyway, I know some of you don't really know what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave the comments down below and let me know. And if you choose to support my work, which really helps me a lot, the best way is to become my Patreon supporter. Monthly support is really appreciated, guys. And you can also donate on PayPal. And if you have Instagram, follow me there. It's AniaK_44. With this being said, lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. And I see you in another video. Bye, guys.